So chicken in itself is kind of bland, kind of lean, right? So brining does two things. It helps season the bird all the way through, and number two, it helps retain the moisture as the bird is cooking off. I have a 4-pound chicken right here that I'm going to give a 7% brine to it, meaning I take a gallon of water, weigh it out in grams, and then I calculate 7% off of that, and it equals about 1 cup of kosher salt. So not all salts weigh the same, right? So that's why it's important to kind of weigh things out. But you can go roughly a gallon of water to a cup of kosher salt, and you'll be right in the neighborhood, okay? You can do a 10% brine if you want to. I just find that to be a little too salty for how long I want to brine the chicken for, which is 24 hours. So this is a spicy brown chicken, of course. So I'm taking 2 jalapeños. Just cut them into little medallions. I don't really ever heat the brine up or anything like that. In you go. So I'll take a little bit out. Should be fine. Get a whisk. Dissolve that salt. Black peppercorns are gonna go in. Then I have 2 tablespoons worth of honey. You could always go with super hot peppers too, and ghost peppers or reapers if you want yours to be super spicy. But I'm going more for a mellow one today. A couple oranges are gonna go in there. All you really need to do is cut those in half. And then I squeeze them slightly, put them in. You could also do lemon, grapefruit, any kind of citrus will do. Flavor the bird even more. So with the rosemary, I'm just taking the leaves off the stem. And then if you grab the leaves and then just give them a pinch, you could extract those oils in it a little bit. That's gonna leach into the water too. My plan is to toss this bird onto the smoker tomorrow, but weather permitting, it's kind of nasty out right now. It's cold, windy, kind of snowy, so we'll see how it goes. If it's not good enough weather, I'll just toss it in the oven. Either way, it's gonna be fantastic. Hopefully the weather behaves itself, because that's really what I want to do. Make sure all that salt's dissolved off the bottom of the bowl. Should taste extremely salty, of course. The jalapenos coming through, the orange is coming through, so I think we're good. I think we're off to a good start. So now, in theory, if you place this bird in there, the water level should just barely come to the top of the bowl. Take a little bit of that water out. Not a big deal. Kind of depends on the size of the bird too, you know? You just gotta watch that water level. To the brim. Got her a little full, but you know, sometimes that's okay. Cool, so all those ingredients in there, you wanna make sure that that bird stays submerged underneath that brine level. And just let it sit in there, let it hang out. Put a cover on it, toss it in the refrigerator for 24 hours, and we will see what the weather looks like. Hopefully we can smoke it. If not, it's going in the oven. Chicken has been sitting in the brine. It's looking pretty damn good, man. There's no need to rinse this off either. It's just kind of pull out all the brine and dry it off. I have a baking dish that's lined with a kitchen towel. Plop the bird right in there. I reserved a jalapeno from yesterday. Just kind of put it right in that cavity. It's gonna help give this chicken a good flavor. A couple oranges, I'm also gonna put in that cavity. I'm really going for some good citrus spicy notes in this. Looks like the weather is holding up pretty nicely now, so it's not windy. It's cold, but it's not windy. I'm gonna be able to toss this on the smoker, which I'm super pumped about. It's gonna be good. So the first thing I wanna do is season the bird, pat it dry. So I have some melted butter in a dish. I'm just gonna brush all areas of the chicken with the melted butter. It's gonna help the seasoning stick and give the chicken good flavor, of course. Transfer this to a sheet pan, have some of my homemade seasoned salt. Just use whatever kind of seasoning salt that you like. I'll put my recipe in the description if you want to use mine. You don't want to go too heavy on it though, because it's already been brined and seasoned all the way through. But I do like having that crispy, just like salty skin exterior. I think that's just delicious. Same thing. Make sure you get all areas of the bird. I'm gonna trust the chicken now, because trusting the chicken is gonna really help this thing cook evenly, and it's gonna look a lot more presentable. So I go about 2 arms length worth of twine. So you grab the twine and you're gonna tuck it right underneath the tail, like that, and then around the legs. And then we do like a figure 8 kind of a thing. That. Just kind of use your fingers to keep the string pulled tight. Going just right underneath where that breast is. Just tie it in a knot. Fold those wings underneath that bird just like that. All right, so I'm gonna go preheat that smoker. It's kind of cold outside, so it's gonna take a little bit. This is gonna be perfectly fine just sitting at room temperature while that smoker warms up. It actually kind of benefits a little bit having the chicken closer to room temperature when you go to put it on the smoker, if that makes sense. I'm gonna smoke it about 225, 250 degrees, and that's gonna go for about 3.5, 4 hours. I'm gonna have an internal temperature probe on there. That way it can help gauge the temperature as it's cooking, and I'm looking for 165 degrees on the breast itself. So I found out that my small offset smoker loves being warmed up using this extra large lump charcoal. For a good smoky flavor on the chicken, I'm using oak wood. You could also use apple wood or cherry. Now I'm going to insert the temperature probe into the thickest part of the chicken breast, setting my target temperature to 165 degrees to beep when it's ready. I'm going to hold the temperature about 220 to 250 degrees Fahrenheit and burn the cleanest fire possible, getting that nice, beautiful, clean smoke. Took about 3 hours on the smoker. We held that temperature range 225 to 250. Now on a small offset smoker that I have, being that it's 30 degrees outside, that was pretty challenging to do, but we did pretty good. Now, very important step, you gotta let this rest for 20 to 30 minutes before we cut into it. Smells incredible, man. Smoky, you can smell those hints of citrus on it. The wings stayed nice and tucked in, and then just cut the legs off. You kinda carefully peel the thigh away, getting into that oyster as well. Nice. Look at that. Beautiful color on that. And the wings just kind of cut off too. Find that joint and then just kind of cut it off. Just like that. I don't want to cut too much into that breast meat, so I'll just be careful with that. Find that breastbone, just kind of cruise down with it. Sometimes I like to shave some of that if I didn't get too close to that bone and just give it a taste. Oh my god, so good. I don't want to squeeze all the juice out of it, but damn, dude, that is a beautiful, beautiful smoked bird. Nice and moist, nice and flavorful. Little hint of citrus in it. It's good. Tastes jalapeno, but you can't taste the spice on it because it's kind of got lost, but it's still really good. I'm gonna keep this carcass just like this. So my plan is to show you how to make a nice smoked chicken stock using the carcass from the smoked chicken, right? And all these bones I'm gonna get off of these too. That's gonna go right on the stock as well. So it's gonna have a nice smoky just flavor to the stock. It's delicious. Normally been making whole chickens lately. I don't buy a chicken breast anymore just because of the price on it is just crazy and it's not really that great in my area. So doing whole chickens is the way to go right now. I have a bunch of these carcasses left over. I have enough of the bones now to make another smoked chicken stock. So when I have that video ready to go, I'll have it linked in the description for you, and then I'll have one of those end cards at the end of the video that you click on too. But this, I'll just bag it, and then I'm gonna toss this right in the freezer, and then when I get ready to make the stock, then I'll just pull it out the day ahead of the time, and then we just move forward with the stock, you know what I mean? The breast is my favorite part. The rest of my family likes thighs, the legs, and the wings, so I'm not a dark meat kind of a person, but I do enjoy a nice chicken breast. I can tell how this cutting that is super moist and tender. That is beautiful. Cuts through that just like hot knife through butter, man. So good. Wow. That doesn't get any better than that. Brining the chicken, absolutely necessary step to get full flavored chicken. Definitely want to give this a try, man. And if you do, let me know. Happy cooking.